Look.
Listen.
What on earth is that listen? Hey, everybody, it's your favorite podcast, Look, Listen with Geese Guyera, and that's it. Absolutely no Taylor, so don't get excited about Taylor because he's not going to be here.
He's in our hearts, but not in our podcast ears.
And as a matter of fact, now, guys, listen, this may be episode 112 of this podcast. Maybe it's 111. That's honestly up to me. It's going to be...
None of your business. That's what it is.
It's none of your business what episode number this is. I will let you in on a secret that we are going to discuss Pokémon Horizons number 63 as Geese Pete prepares her lip gloss.
I just put my lip stain on, and I just put it all up in my lower teeth. So I'm off to a great start to this podcast.
She's off to the races with the lip stain. This is a podcast about Pokemon and other things. As mentioned before, maybe this isn't interesting to you, but I think here's the deal. Taylor's in Turkey for 2 weeks. Had to record, bank a little episode with him. Maybe I'll publish that one after this, so that way this Poké News of the Week is more... What's the word, Geese Peep? It means timely.
Relevant, timely.
Relevant, timely. Okay, Geese Peep put on her glasses, so now it's serious business. She's getting headaches. She can read. Guys, let's go ahead. Geese Peep, it's time for our first segment of the week. Everybody's favorite segment. It's called Geese, What's New with Geese Peep? What have you been geesing this week?
I've been taking care of my grandma because she had surgery and she's staying with us. So I've been hanging out with her and making her dinner, and we've been talking and joking and laughing.
What sort of dinner did you make for your grandma? I hope she loved it.
I think, well, she did have leftovers today, so that's a good sign. I made this Trader Joe's hummus pasta dish that I found on Instagram. You basically just make pasta, put some hummus in it, and saute some broccolini. It's very good.
They have Trader Joe's where you live?
Yeah, but like the recipe that I found was using all Trader Joe's stuff, but the Trader Joe's is kind of far away, so I just used whatever we had from the other grocery store.
Wow, way less exciting now. The Trader Joe's is absolutely everywhere. It used to be such a treat. People would come from countries all around just to go to Trader Joe's here in California. Did you know, Geese Peep, that right now, the traditional Trader Joe's little, what is it, canvas bag? Is that what they call it? Your little reusable shopping bag? It was so popular in Japan. You would have all these Japanese tourists coming to visit to just buy out all these bags and bring them to Japan because it's such a fashion statement.
It's crazy popular here, too. My sister wanted one and couldn't find one when we went to Trader Joe's last time.
Oh, well, we got plenty over here, so. Geese Peep, is that the exciting extent of your Geese of the Week? Making broccolini for Grandma.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, she guesses. Okay, guys, that means we're moving on to watch and play and
the
eat.
Truth?
They can't handle the truth.
They really can't.
Now, time to move on to watch and play and eating of the week. And guys, I have a simple question. Why did nobody tell me how good Twister 1996 is? Now, you may be saying to yourself, I thought you already watched most of Twister 1996. I did. On HBO Max, the one you watch for HBO.
Oh, I wanted to say that.
Please go ahead and say it, and I'll edit it so it sounds like you said it.
No, wait, you say HBO Max, and then I'll say it.
And I did watch it on HBO Max.
The place you... Wait, what is it?
Moving along. Guys, it was a terrible mistake to ever try to watch this on a television. I saw some clip of some podcast, somebody saying the exact same thing. It is a... Guys... I'm getting worked up. I'm getting too hot and I can't turn the fan on any higher. But here's the thing. Twister 1996 is an absolute masterpiece. I can't believe how good it keeps going. I only got to the scene where they're all eating all the steak and eggs and mashed potatoes and gravy last time because I was too sleepy because I needed to watch it before Twisters. And I thought I was going to leave Max, the one you watch for HBO. But it was a terrible mistake because that movie deserves you watch it on the big screen. And guys, I did not just watch it on a big screen. I did not just watch it on an IMAX. I went to the 4DX showing where your seat is a roller coaster. It's a shimmying and a shaking and a moving and a rocking, and it sprays air and water on you and little finger things touch you, and it's insanity, guys. Honestly, it's a combination of a Disneyland and a Universal Studios ride, but it lasts for 2 hours, so it's something else.
Did you pass any kidney stones?
I did not. Luckily, I do not currently have any kidney stones, nor have I ever, because I drink so much water. So keep everybody stay hydrated. Guys, I had a wonderful time. And let me tell you, there's 2 scenes in Twister 1996 where you are watching a tornado or somebody's in a tornado, and that chair does not play around, Geese people. Let me tell you right now, it says you need to be 4 years old at least to use 4DX. You need to be like 14, because this chair, I was falling off. Like, I had to brace myself and climb back up onto the chair. It was really throwing me. It was an absolutely incredible experience, worth every penny. Twister 1996. And if you'll recall, when I watched Twisters, I said, oh, wow, what a good movie. And while Twisters is a good movie, there's something so raw and real about 1996 Twister that I can't believe they had the gall to make a sequel to the original. Because Twisters, it's like, okay, clearly you have money, clearly you have talented people working on this, people who were fans of the first movie. They want to try to just pay respect in some way. Okay, yeah, it's good. You can't knock it. You can't call it bad. But the original is really something special, Geese Peep. I can't believe how much more intense and how much crazier it got after the everybody eating scene, which is where I left off last time. Literally on the edge of my seat, because it was always throwing me to the edge of my seat, but also metaphorically as well. What an incredible movie, Geese Peep.
It was raw 90s tornadoes were really something else.
I can't believe that movie got made. I can't believe you had that many people caring that much, with that much passion, that much money, that much talent. It's one of the best movies of all time, to be honest with you. Like,
wow.
It is. Easily.
No, no judgment. It's interesting.
Especially if you watch it in a movie theater. Geese Peep, I have talked far too long. You're going to need to talk a little bit before I talk about my Eaten of the Week. So please take it away. What have you watched or played this week?
Well, I've been watching some of the Paralympic Games, and that's been fun to watch. I really enjoy watching the archery. It's crazy. I love watching the armless archers. Just wild stuff, guys. I highly recommend watching.
I can't believe what that girl did with her foot.
Oh yeah, the one from India. Wild. Truly wild. I didn't understand it, but they release the bow by like kicking their foot, like pushing their foot. That's how they release it. If you have arms, you just let go of the string, but they have to like kick their foot to release.
So that was your favorite one, was archery?
Mm-hmm.
You even like the regular Olympic archery.
Oh, I love archery. And I was also watching some of sitting volleyball, and that was fun to watch as well.
What are they, in wheelchairs?
No, most of them weren't. They were just like sitting on the ground.
Are they throwing themselves to hit the ball?
Okay, just imagine you're sitting on the ground,
yep,
but you're also playing volleyball.
Yeah, and I'm just picturing the ball very close to you, but you just can't reach it with your arm. So what do you, lunge forward?
It's a smaller court.
Okay, makes a little bit more sense. I'll have to look that one up. Geese, do you have more to speak on about Paralympics or any films you watched?
Michael and I watched Beetlejuice because I've never seen it, and I really enjoyed it. It was not what I was expecting. I, based on cultural osmosis, assumed it was going to be mostly about Beetlejuice, but it was not.
And how familiar are you with the Beetlejuice cartoon?
Not at all.
Okay. I was going to say maybe that had something to do with it, because I know I saw the Beetlejuice movie way after I saw episodes of the Beetlejuice cartoon. So it's so weird. You're right. It's so weird watching that movie with expectations you already have. And it's just these characters that you may have an idea who they are, but they're so understated really in this short movie.
I really enjoyed it, and I really liked all the fun practical stuff that they did. Alec Baldwin is really hot, which is fun.
Gina Davis.
Gina Davis, a beauty, of course.
You love, I was about to say Scarlett
O'Hara.
Catherine O'Hara. She does wear a lot of red. It is a very fun movie. You were laughing a lot at all the little jokes, all the little goofs.
Yeah, I was laughing.
Yeah, she was laughing. What of it? Sue me.
Sue me, guys.
Yeah. That was, I guess you didn't have a huge goth girl phase, because I think that's a big part of any
No,
goth.
like most teens of my era, I had a very small, mild emo phase.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Were you dressing scene or emo and you had your little bands?
No. My older sister was into like emo pop punk or whatever. So I, by living with her, also was listening to that. But I never dressed the part.
You had your little emo phase. You did not watch Beetlejuice.
But I watched it now and I really enjoyed it. And I'm excited to see Beetlejuice 2 Electric Boogaloo.
Also known as Beetlejuice, which to me signals that they're going to make a third film called Beetlejuice, much like Top Gun Maverick and the next Top Gun Maverick sequel.
Guys,
look.
Just stop.
It's no, Geese Peep, you know how it works. If you're going to revive a 30-something-year-old movie, and you got to put all these millions of dollars into it, you got to say to the investors, you got to say, look, we're going to make this movie, right? It's going to cost a lot of money. We know. But then we're going to crank out another one real quick. We're going to make a sequel to this in way quicker than 30 years. And then they get to double their money and everybody wins. Everybody wins. That's how you get them, Geese Peep.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. All right. Do you want to talk about any food this week before I talk about my food this week?
Other than the pasta I made for Grandma, my mom decided to make about 6 loaves of banana bread in preparation for bringing it to the beach. I don't know why. I ate too much banana bread, one might say, and I had a bit of a tumbo, but I prevailed, and I'm still here to tell the tale.
Tell the tale. You have no idea how amused Taylor's going to be when he reads that, when I tell him that next time he's on here, because every single week he says, I ate too much banana bread. So now the two of you just dying of banana bread poisoning. Very sick.
It's just so good.
Yes, banana bread's good. We all agree. Guys, this week for my eating, I ate Jimmy John's. And let me tell you something. Every Jimmy John's that has ever been by me has closed. So I haven't had Jimmy John's in years. And I ate my delicious Bootlegger Club.
What's on that?
Who am I going to let you know? I'm going to tell you every single ingredient.
I bet no tomatoes.
I bet that's true. And I said to the man, I walked in and he said, oh, you picking up an order? And I said, I'm placing it online. And I awkwardly stood there because I do not have the gall to say to that man, extra this, extra that, extra this. No, Maureen, it's fine.
No, I would do the same thing. Like,
yeah, she would do the same thing.
I'm relating to like the dynamic of it.
Yes. So I got the number 14 Bootlegger Club, regular size. I mean, I would have got the bigger one, but the bigger one was, I think, $1,000. So I went for the smaller one. It's an 8-inch French extra lettuce, no tomato, no mayonnaise, but extra Jimmy peppers, extra oil and vinegar, extra onions, extra Oregos.
Oreo.
Extra Oreo basil, extra sliced pickles, which I don't remember actually if I used to get pickles on this. Pickles seems a little, I don't know. I mean, it was fine, but I don't know if pickles was the right call. And I added provolone cheese, and that thing was so tasty, Geese Peep.
Ooh, it sounds good. What are the Jimmy peppers? What are they called? What do you say? Are they just like banana peppers?
Yeah, they're your goofy, like little hot peppers. You know, you get them on your little sub. You get them on your little sandwiches. It was so good. I love their bread. And on my account, I mean, I haven't eaten there in years, but my account was just ready to roll. I just updated the app and it said, here's some free chips. Thanks for stopping by. And then, guys, guess what? I look up on the wall. I see you want a whole loaf of yesterday's bread, only $1. And I said, my good man, can I order that on the app or do I need to order it through you? And he said, we actually don't have any yesterday's bread. You see, holiday, whatnot. And I went, oh, okay, I understand. And then he said, but I mean, we're closing early for Labor Day, so how about I just sell you our super fresh bread for $1? And I said, you got yourself a deal. And I got big old loaves of bread. And today I even picked up some butter and salt from Dongles for free to put on the bread. So,
oh my God.
Who's the genius now?
You are. When I was a mall teen, my friends and I would often go to Panera Bread, and me being the frugal woman I am and frugal teen I was.
She's pointing at her brain with her finger to prove there's a smarts.
I would get a baguette because it was affordable, right? It was like $1, whatever. And I would just walk around the mall with a huge baguette, just eating the baguette as I do my shopping.
Just like a French woman.
Just like a French woman. Very sophisticated, very demure.
Very mindful. That's one of the stereotypes that's 100% true, it turns out. You go to France, you're just seeing people with baguettes every which way. And to be honest, makes sense because you guys may or may not know, I have a pretty specific stance on French people. Maybe it's just people in Paris. They care too much about what shoes you're wearing. They're too snooty. Not a fan, but you got to hand it to their butter, their salt, and their croissants.
Yeah, they really know what they're doing, bakery-wise.
They know what they're doing bakery-wise. They know what they're doing on lunch breaks and paid vacation and days off and retirement age. Yeah. The French love to lounge. Why they care so much about what shoes you're wearing? Who's to say? Geese Peep, enough bashing on the French. Are we ready to move on to Poke News? Are we prepared to move on to that segment?
Yeah.
It'd be funny if you said no. Okay, here's some news for Geese Peep. The Pokemon Sleep Suicune research event is now live. It runs for 2 weeks until 4 a.m. local time on September 16th, 2024. Geese Peep, do you have your Suicune yet?
No.
She's pretty.
Yeah.
And did you read all the little Pokemon Sleep lore that said, ooh, here all of the waters have become so purified? Because that's what Suicune can do. You can drink all the water.
That's nice.
Also, Sarah B reports that the next 7-star Terra Raid battle has been fully revealed. You can battle against Dark Terra type Incineroar. It runs from September 6th through the 8th. And then again a week later from September 13th through the 15th. Let me look at the old... Yeah, I'm going to go ahead. Guys, big surprise here. Big change of plans. This episode is being published the 6th. I mean, you'll know that because you're listening, but yeah, so that way it'll be a timely Poke News of the Week, since next week's episode will be more evergreen. Just a little fun spin-off look-listen with Geese and Guyera topic between Taylor and Michael. And
right, I forgot how that went. Yeah,
we Geese Peep is deciding to go surfing right now, and yeah, guys, she's throwing up the peace sign. But yeah, we ran out of episodes, so next week you'll get a fun little discussion on Taylor and I really begging Pokemon to let people watch this show in Japanese because it's so much better in Japanese. Geese Peep?
Yeah?
Are we prepared to discuss an episode of Pokemon?
Yeah.
All right, Geese, please tell me what happened last time on Pokemon.
All right, last time on Pokes, Roy wins it all with the Hungies Hoedown.
Yeah, you guys loved that episode. We gave that episode such high scores. Oh my god. And now, Geese Peep, please tell me the name of this week's episode number 63 in English.
The Battle of Ice, the Cold-Eyed Grusha.
Or in Japanese, here we go. This is me.
You got it.
Yeah, I got it. This is me transcribing because we don't have access to the stuff we used to have access to. Okay. I believe, correct me if I'm wrong. I believe the Japanese is Kori no Tatakai Tsumetai Hitomi Grusha. And Geese People, may I please hear a one-sentence synopsis before we go into the episode?
Liko falls flat on the snow.
Ooh. It's finally time for Liko to face Grusha or Grusha, depending on how he pronounces it. Who's to say? On the Glaciato Mountain. That's right, the gym at the top of Glaciato Mountain. Let's climb that mountain, kids. Geese Peep, there's a little snow over. How adorable.
Yeah.
But we got a problem, Geese. It's a little bit cold.
Yeah. And Dot is cold and tired, which I can relate to. And she just gives up on life, which I can also relate to.
This scene is honestly pretty hysterical.
It is funny.
I don't see how they're going to translate this into English because Dot literally says, well, this is the end.
This is it.
I'm dying. There's never going to be another Neato Thing video. Fun while it lasted. She's fantasizing about like saying, thank you for everything, everyone.
Honestly, big Geese Peep energy.
Yeah. But Geese, right before she leaves this mortal coil, we see a bunch of Cetoddles flying in the air. Oh my goodness. And there's a bunch of people riding them. Cetoddles. They're using them like they're going to ski down the mountain.
Oh, wait. That's funny. That name. Because I think the dolphin family and the whale family is called like cephalopod. No, wait. Guys, hold on. Guys?
Yes. The beginning of it is definitely referencing the animal it's based on. And then Toddle for toddler and then Titan for Titan because he's much bigger. The set definitely refers to whales or something. So we're fine.
Cetacea.
We already got the set. We're good to go. Set. There we go.
Cetaceans.
There you go. And everybody's sliding down on the Cetoddles. Theme song. We come back from the theme song, and much like every episode of Pokemon Horizons, we need to wait before Liko can do her terastallization exam. Liko may be a bit annoyed that she can't take her test right now, but Roy says, sick, let's go sledding on the Cetoddles. I am ready to roll. Oh my God, Geese Peep, did you see the girl riding the Cetoddle sled and she's got her little baby Cubchoo riding with her?
Yeah.
It was cute. We cut straight to Roy sliding down and Fuecoco having the time of his life. And oh my goodness gracious, there's a big pile of snow in front of him. So what does Fuecoco do?
Use his fire move.
Yeah, he burns all the snow. Luckily, even Dot is having fun. After Quaxwell helps her out, was she about to fall off the Cetoddle and then
it looked like the Cetoddle was trying to throw her off.
No, he would never. But something happens where Cetoddle, Dot's kind of slipping off and Quaxwell helps her out, and luckily she's having the time of her life, just like everybody else.
I hate Quaxwell. I hate him. I'm sorry. I miss Quaxley.
Well, we're all sorry to hear that, Geese Peep, because Quaxwell's here to stay. I mean,
I don't like it, and I'm going to voice my opinion, and I'm going to write a letter to John Pokemon, and I'm going to say...
John Pokemon-san.
I'm going to say, guys, you messed up.
Maybe you like Quackavall once he evolves again.
I won't. I'm telling you right now, I won't.
Well, he's a wild flamenco dancer. You may like
it. We'll see.
And then we see Liko sledding down, too, with Florigato. And oh, my God, she's going to crash into some baby Snomes. They're eating some snow.
I love Snome.
Yeah, they're little babies. Oh, my goodness gracious, Geese Peep. She voids the Snome at the last second. And can you explain to me what happens next with her Pokedex, her Rotom phone?
I don't know. I was confused, too.
Liko's screaming about the near miss in the Snome, and so her Pokedex pops out and starts telling Liko all about Snome, and then Liko says, no, I wasn't talking to you, Pokedex, go away. It's kind of a strange scene. I mean, I guess it was funny. Well, looks like it's the curtains for Liko, but luckily, Florigato saves the day because Florigato can grapple hook onto the trees to make sure the Cetoddle doesn't hit a tree. At this point, I was thinking, holy moly, what is this bunny slope track course they're on? Why is it so dangerous? And then I came to the conclusion, it must just be she was supposed to go the other direction, but because of the Snome, she went down the way she wasn't supposed to be. That's the only thing that makes sense.
Have you ever been skiing?
No, I have not.
I did it once, And my friend abandoned me, and I fell down many times, and then I got hit by someone else, and I was like, this ain't it.
It's not it. I hear it's very expensive, so I have not.
It's, another great point.
Not had the money or opportunity or vehicle to drive into the snow. Anyway, Florgato saves the day. Also, Liko's about to fall off a cliff like she does most weeks. Florgato once again saves the day by using her yo-yo and getting all the snow off the trees and dropping it down, and it forms a big, giant snow wall that Citadel can slide into so it doesn't fall off the immense cliff. At this point, Geese Peep, who shows up, and what is revealed about this little cliff?
Dot and Roy show up, and they're like, are you okay? And she's like, yeah, I didn't want to fall off the cliff. And Dot is like, it was 3 feet tall. Like, calm down, Liko.
Yeah, it wasn't even 2 feet tall. She would have been fine. Citadel would have just fallen a little, and they would have done a little bounce. It would have been great. Oh, hey, Geese Peep. There's somebody else over here.
Grusha. Grusha was watching, and he's kind of disappointed.
Yeah, he's his normal, very cryptic and mysterious self. Just kind of says something.
He says, wow, you must be pretty confident about your test to be slacking off before it.
Ooh. Bet Liko didn't feel too good after he said that. Then we cut to the Citadel ski resort little hut thing where you rent your Citadels to go sledding and skiing. Geese Peep, it turns out that Grusha long ago was a world-class champion snowboarder, winning all the awards. Oh my God, they got magazines of him all over.
And then we get a very cool... I actually like this. I like this montage because I think it's a backstory that makes sense and is also like meaningful. So one day he was snowboarding in a tournament and he had to make a quick move because a Citadel was in the way. So he had to do a quick turn to not hit it. And he like twisted his leg or something. And then on that day, he retired from the sport.
That's right. That's right, Geese Peep. A tragic backstory to Grusha, which, guys, I'm putting it out there now. This isn't my favorite episode, but God, it's cool when they give backstory that we don't have. This is not in the video games. We do not learn this is why Grusha went from becoming a snowboarder to a Pokemon trainer to a gym leader. So, first of all, very important to note, one of the magazines has a little ad for Delibird Cola. Beautiful. Such good little attention to detail on all these little magazines. Second thing, did you notice, Geese? Am I crazy here? The guy running the shop, do they give him the same exact mustache and beard combo as all of the employees for the gyms? Like, did they just reuse that lower jaw model?
I don't know. I didn't notice that.
As we get this flashback Geese Peep just mentioned, is very much, he used to be so happy before the accident.
Before, he used to have his mouth shown, but now his mouth is covered by a scarf.
Oh my God. And in that flashback, we see people cheering for Grusha, a Gothita, a Squovit, and a Flittle. Guys, here's the thing.
Guys,
I gotta give a shout out to Flittle, because I know so much about Pokemon, and it is very rare I look at a Pokemon and I go, I can't remember your name, buddy. Flittle that evolves into Esperatha. Esperatha, very memorable. That's the Lady Gaga ostrich. But it's pre-evolution Flittle, just this Scarlet Violet Pokemon that I feel like I've seen once in my life and never again.
Baby, this Pokemon has big me energy. At the end of the montage flashback thing, we see Grusha coming out of the hospital, and we see the Citadel that he had to quickly move and got himself injured out there and hiding behind a tree, and it's crying. And it's so sad and guilty that it caused this pain to Grusha. But Grusha's like, it's okay, buddy. And I shed a tear.
And the most important part of this scene, Grusha was just a snowboarder. He was not a Pokemon trainer before this. So this little baby Citadel that caused his injury that feels so guilty, Grusha holds out a Pokeball and he catches the Grusha. And they become Pokemon partners.
Trauma bonded.
But anyway, this experience led to Grusha never being the same. Geese Peep, this is why he is as cold as he is today. All because of that one fateful Citadel injury day.
And apparently he could have still snowboarded, but since he's so caught up in results, he doesn't want to risk snowboarding not at his best.
Exactly. He's still a good snowboarder. He could compete. Honestly, Geese Peep, he may even still win competitions, but he knows that it's not going to be as good of a time or result as it used to be, and he can't handle it because he's so results-oriented. Crazy. Also in the flashback, we see like Grusha's rise to becoming a gym leader. There's a shot of him using an Altaria versus a Cyclozar. And in this scene, my favorite little creepy violins come in for some reason. I don't know why they use those creepy violins. Didn't seem appropriate, but they love doing it.
I'm always glad when they do come in. They're my favorite character.
Yeah. Guys, Grusha turns out has been too hard on himself. Also, Geese Peep, most important to note, there in the magazine rack, there's also a magazine with a Sneasel on it, and I believe it references the card art from Neo Genesis Sneasel, the first Sneasel card we ever got in the Pokemon trading card game. So very important to know.
Wow, that's really exciting.
That is very exciting. This is a very exciting podcast. You can tell.
I'm excited.
We can tell by the way we both talk.
How excited I am.
It's so entertaining, guys.
I'm smiling and I'm laughing and I'm having a great time with my friend Michael talking about Pokemon, a franchise that I adore.
Also, did you notice in the magazine rack, did you see, there's a magazine with 2 twin baby cub shoes standing in a hallway like The Shining?
I didn't see that, but that's great. These are the details that make me love Pokemon the series.
That's the most sarcastic sounding sentence I've ever heard in my life. But I will tell you, big coincidences with Shining Cubchoo twins, because when I watched Twister and 40X, there's a scene in a drive-in movie where they're watching Shining on the big screen. So,
my grandma had my mom pick up some stuff from the library for her to do, like to watch and read, and one of the things she requested is The Shining.
No such thing as coincidence, I guess. I don't believe that. There are coincidences constantly. But that is something that is something someone might say if The Shining keeps coming up every day in multiple formats. Well, that's great. That's cool that Liko got the full backstory on Grusha. Her Rotom phone is ringing. It's time to do the test. Woo, boy. Are you excited, Geese? Look at you. Geese is losing it.
I'm losing it, guys.
She's
I
dancing.
actually was excited because I was worried that we're going to have like a lame kind of backstory for Grusha, but I really like the backstory they gave him because it's like realistic. It provides like actual meaningful reasons for like why he's so hard on Liko, cold and standoffish. I enjoyed it. I was excited for the battle. And you know what else I was excited for? I was excited to see how confident and jazzed Liko was. I thought we were going to get another battle where she was like, ooh, I'll do my best. I'm very nervous. But I was so glad to see our girl, Liko, ready to rumble.
I'm also glad we got a good backstory for Grusha. It was not at all what I was expecting, so that is good, actually. And we'll probably add a point to the final score. Everybody's rooting for Liko. Roy and Dot, her best friends. Woo, we can't wait. And even baby Citadel, Geese Peep, shows up early to say, hey, what's up, Liko? It's so nice to see you. Hey, guys, it's me, Citadel. And then Grusha shows up and says, Citadel, why are you running off so quick? Liko says, I am ready to battle. Go Floragato. And Geese Peep, I say to myself, Floragato, huh? The grass-type cat against the ice-type gym leader Grusha, who throws out...
She doesn't have a lot of options.
Yeah, she's got more than one, though. And Grusha throws out a Cititan, one of the most terrifying-looking ice-type Pokemon around, against a little grass cat that's weak to ice. Liko just yelling, I'm an idiot, as she throws out her Pokemon. So this is good luck, Liko, okay? Floragato use Quick Attack. Oh my god, Cititan uses Icicle Spear. But luckily, Floragato dodges it. And that is Taylor's favorite Pokemon move, Dodge It. Magical Leaf, Ice Spinner. Oh my god, Cititan's so quick when it spins its ice. Then we get, Geese people, listen to this. We get what might be the smartest move I've ever seen Liko do. She sees that monstrosity start to get faster, and she says, you know what, Florigato, return. Get in the Pokeball. We're done. We're done. And she says, go Hatchram. Everybody loves Hatchram, Geese Peep.
I have a question.
Yes.
Does Cetitan have thick fat or whatever that Snorlax has? Is that the same?
The ability you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yes, it has thick fat. Fire and ice moves deal 50% damage.
Are you proud of me that I know that?
Yes, very proud. Go, Hatchram! Oh my god, Icicle Spear! But Hatchram throws the icicles back with her psychic powers, oh my god, and uses a brutal swing while Cetitan is screaming? Liquidation, Cetitan. Oh no, not an ice spinner. Geese Peep, Hatchram's starting to freeze! Oh my god, there's ice all over. Hatchram starts to freeze and she's knocked out, and I can't believe. I yelled in my notes. I wrote N-O exclamation point. Because if Liko is only allowed 2 Pokemon and the one that is not a grass type just got knocked out, the girl's in trouble. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. She's got to fight a giant Cetitan with a baby grass type cat. And I'm worried for the girl. We're being honest.
And we are.
And so Liko throws out Florigato. And here comes another ice spinner. Dodge it. Ice spear. A magical leaf. Now, Geese Peep.
What's up?
This next scene, I didn't necessarily know this was allowed. Liko tells Florigato, I want you to magical leaf into its mouth and strangle it to death. And I thought to myself, does this Pokemon need to go to the emergency room? To the doctor?
Yeah.
Because they all keep saying, oh, that's so smart, Liko, because of all that thick fat, you can't hit it from the outside, but his insides aren't protected, so just make it where it can't breathe, please.
The way that Roy and Dot reacted to it was that, they realized that she was going to do it, but I did not anticipate that was her plan at all. Because they built it that was her plan with Florigato, but I don't think that came across at all.
Well, it's a very anime thing because you can't do that in the video game. You can't say, shove the move down its mouth, and then Grusha will say, return Cetitan, and you defeated it. That's some anime there. Some anime lore there. All right, perfect. You did it, Liko. You beat one Pokemon, now just one more. And guess who Grusha sends out next, Geese?
Altaria.
And we get a commercial break. And we're back from the commercial break, immediately back into the battle. Florigato, use quick attack. Oh my god, that Altaria is so quick, Geese. It uses Moonblast, Magical Leaf, Moonblast. Oh, wow. Moonblast, Geese Peep, strong attack, you ask me. I love using Moonblast, all my fairy type Pokemon.
I have an Altaria on my Pokemon Sleep team.
Yes, you do.
She's the longest one I've had.
Wow. There was an Altaria sleeping in my Pokemon Sleep camp, and I made sure to feed it lots of biscuits, so she would join my team. Dodge the Moonblast again and again. Oh my god, Geese, how are we going to hit a flying opponent? If only there was a flashback I could have that would make me remember something that Florigato could do.
She remembers from before with the swinging and the vines.
Oh my god. Florigato can use her yo-yo whip like Indiana Jones and tie Altaria's feet and then use air acrobatics to jump in the air and hit her. Wow, that's crazy. That was so cool, Liko. And then Liko says, yeah, that's right, I'm so cool. I'm in such a dominant position now. Florigato, it's time to terrestrialize. And it's so sick, Geese.
It is.
And so, of course, then Grusha says, it's terrestrialization time, is it? I will also terrestrialize. And as all of you could predict, of course, this particular Altaria's Terra type is Ice type. Because Altaria is not normally Ice type, but Grusha's an Ice type gym leader. So that's how we do it. That's how we do it in Paldea. Dot explains to Roy at this point, this might actually be good for Dot because, you see, now Liko. The grass attacks. What?
It might actually be good for Liko.
What did I say?
Dot.
Doesn't sound right. Check the tapes, probably. So Dot says to Roy, this might actually be good for Liko because think about it. Now her grass attacks can actually hit the ice because the grass attacks aren't very good against the normal types of Altaria, which I I say, well, I mean, big whoop. I don't think it's that great because Altaria is still going to be ice type now, which is strong against grass type still. So I don't know about that. Turns out I'm right, guys, because now we get a giant magical leaf and we get a giant ice beam fighting each other Dragon Ball Z style. Is it a very sick shot? Yes. Is it very cool? Yes. Am I on the edge of my seat? Of course.
Yes.
I think it's going to get another point on the review scale because, again, I'm not crazy about this episode, but this is one of the sickest moments we've seen ever. So in this great Dragon Ball Z battle, where the magical leaf beam and the ice beam are fighting back and forth, the ice beam finally breaks through and overpowers the grass, which makes sense because it's stronger. And it completely freezes Floragato in place. And even her yo-yo in midair, Geese, and it looks so sick.
It was sick. And I just need to quote what Grusha says before he terrestrializes Altaria. He says, "Despair is always close at hand. Shiver and fall into slumber," which is interesting.
Yeah, he's a poet. So Floragato's
dead.
Yeah, she's done so. She's completely frozen. She breaks out of her Terra. She is knocked out. Wowzer. Liko rushes over to Floragato's side. Citadel runs over to congratulate Grusha. And guys, we cut to the front of the gym later on a little bit. And because they're such good friends, Geese, Roy and Dot are telling Liko, it's okay, you did a really good job. I mean, you did the best you could. You were using a grass type against a real strong ice type. Grusha's one of the strongest gym leaders, and we just had to fight the baby gym leaders, but here you are fighting one of the strongest ones, so honestly. Yeah. And what do they even say? Remember what happened with Dot and her basics test and her terrestrialization test?
She lost the battle, but she still passed the test because she worked really hard.
Exactly. So, Liko, honestly, I wouldn't even worry about it. So, probably fine, right? Yeah, it's probably good. Geese Peep, what happens when Grusha comes out to talk to the kids?
He's like, Liko, you failed. You did not win the battle, and when you don't win a battle, you don't pass the test. That's just how life works. Tough luck, kid.
Sorry, you want to tell me you try to, little girl, you try to tell me that you want to win, you want to pass your test and lose the battle? What kind of sick joke is that? And then we get a flashback. Liko remembers what the man in the little Citadel sledding shack said. That's right. Grusha puts results above all else. He could never pass someone that doesn't win their test. And unlike Roy's do-over, Grusha says, sorry, in real life, there are no do-overs. So, looks like you're going thirsty, loser.
What?
That's from Problem Child, too. Everybody's favorite little quote.
What kind of movie is that?
Problem Child? It's a comedy.
I don't know. I've never heard of that.
We'll watch Problem Child next week. Geese Peep did a thumbs up. Well, sorry. Liko just starts to cry over her Pokeball.
Honestly, I would too.
Oh, poor Geese. Grusha breaks her spirit, and we see to be continued, and that is the whole entirety of the episode, Geese Peep. Before we discuss how we felt about it, would you please deliver us this week's Pokemon Professor Frito's Seminar of the Week, starring Citadel?
This seminar is on Citadel, the land whale Pokemon. A Pokemon that forms pods on snowy mountains. Do you know what its favorite food is that it's constantly eating?
I do.
Is it A, onigiri, B, sandwiches, or C, snow?
A, onigiri, beef onigiri.
No. It's snow.
Oh,
it loves the minerals in snow.
Just like me in second grade. I couldn't get enough of eating all the snow off the ground.
Yes.
Guys, listen, when I was a little kid, I really loved the idea of eating snow. And then later on in life, I heard people say, you shouldn't be eating snow.
You shouldn't eat snow.
Gross. There's lots of stuff.
Because, there's air pollution, water pollution. Yeah, you guys don't eat snow.
Guys, I somehow survived, but that's probably not the normal course of action. So
they spend their days walking and eating snow. And then we get, I would say, a very uninspired seminar animation of Captain Pikachu riding one while it eats snow. I don't know. I wasn't thrilled. I wasn't jazzed.
Geese Beep, I completely agree with you. As a matter of fact, and I hate to say this because I am such a fan of Frito seminars, because the Frito seminars are, of course, spiritual successors to Professor Oak's little fact of the day and the Professor Kukui's little information at the end of the episode, which they never put in English, but they always leave in Japanese. And I got to say, this is one of the worst ones we've ever had. There's not even a little joke. Yeah. There's not even a little story. You can't, guys, you know how to write. You must have taken one class on writing. You have to have an actual beat, a plot, a thing has to happen. There has to be conflict or something. There's no conflict. Yeah. He's just eating snow and Captain Pikachu is there.
Yeah. And the last week one was so good.
I know. I'm sorry to keep harping on this, but it was a really bad Frito seminar.
Harp off, King.
You wanted to say queen so bad.
I did.
It's really bad. Like, if we're just judging by Frito's seminar, that's like a 2.0 or something. It's real bad. Maybe a 4.0.
Yeah, this is the worst one I've ever seen.
I'll
say it.
She'll say it. She's not afraid. Geese Peep, when you give your review of the week, do you, in your head, include Frito's seminar, or do you not even?
No.
Okay.
I don't.
All
I don't.
So not including that, we're now introducing, for the first time ever, probably one and done here, a review for the seminar. Terrible. 4.0 max. What's your score for the seminar this week?
Also 4.0.
4.0, terrible. Now time to discuss the episode. We've had a lot of banger episodes lately with things being so cute, so funny, so cool. I'm dropping 9s out here. This episode I wanted to give a 6 because I just found it not as interesting. I was not enthralled. It was just a little paint by the numbers. Just kind of felt like the sort of episode you'd see in an earlier season of Pokemon, like one of the bad seasons, like between generations 3 and 6. As Geese People tell you, Generation 7 anime, Alola, knocked it out of the park. Oh,
so good. We should revisit that.
Alola Revisited. That
honestly,
she loves it. She loves it. We'll talk about it later. She rolled her eyes. Oh my. Alola arc was incredible. The writing, the animation was top notch. God, those guys must be just going on to just be doing the greatest things on the planet right now because they're too talented for Pokemon, to be honest. Anyway, What was that even? Why are we talking about Alola so much? What were we talking about? Oh, there wasn't enough in here for me to be crazy about it. I was going to give it a 6, but you do bring up a good point that it's very cool how they introduce Grusha's backstory. So that's going to push it forward. And that shot of frozen Floragato, also very cool. So I guess I'm going to give it a 7.0. But know that it's only a 7 because of how sick Floragato looked when it was frozen. And that we get cool Grusha backstory. Other than that, I was not entertained. I was just ready for the episode to be over. I was not going, oh my God, this is so funny. This is so cute.
That's interesting because I actually didn't mind this one. And I don't know if it's because I was expecting just battle that Liko has where she's not confident and she doesn't remember to like use her intuition or environment or whatever. Maybe I was just so surprised that wasn't the case that it scores higher in my head. But I actually like this one. I was going to give it like an 8.5 or an 8.
Okay.
And I really did like Grusha's backstory. I was intrigued. The episode, I wasn't thinking, wow, I can't wait for this to be over. I was, to be fair, on the edge of my seat when they were battling, which I am never really because I don't particularly care for the battles, if I'm going to be honest.
Yeah, I thought you wouldn't be into this because of the battle.
But it was new. Like, it was like a new dynamic. She was confident. She was ready to go. She did do her best. I do believe that. Yeah, I liked it. I don't know what to say, guys.
Sorry. Sorry, she gave it a high score. Is your final score 8 or 8.5?
I'll do an 8.
All right, so Geese does an 8. I do a 7. Very rare. I don't know if anybody's keeping track of our scores. I should be, honestly. Guys,
honestly, you should be.
Guys, it's dumb I'm not. Okay, so we're going to go right here. Geese 8.0. Geese, God, come on, guys. Can somebody keep track of some scores for once in our life? Me is a 7.0.
I would be very curious to hear what Taylor thinks about this episode.
We will ask him next time he's on what his score of the week was for this. But if anybody has been keeping track of our scores, it is wildly rare for Geese Peep to give a higher score than I do. So, very interesting. Maybe you should watch this episode if it seems to be so divisive. Who's to say?
Who's to say?
Who's to say? I know you don't watch next time on Pokes, Geese Peep, but I'm looking forward to next week because finally, can I spoil something?
I guess.
No, if you don't want me to say anything.
No, you can do it.
I'm just excited. We finally get to see some characters we haven't seen in forever, so that'll be fun. Guys, that concludes our discussion of Pokemon this week. Before we move on to the wrap-up, let's do a real quick little discussion topic question of the week, since Geese Peep loves to do that. And now, for one of Geese Peep's, now that we've concluded discussing Pokemon, time for one of Geese Peep's favorite segments of the week. We discuss a topic, a little conversation question, and we'll see what we have to say before the wrap-up. Geese Peep, today's question for you is, what property from your childhood do you want to come back? It could be a movie, TV show, or video game, or pencil case, or music. Maybe not music.
Pencil case. Is there a story behind that, or you do say something?
Like there's a brand you like, you haven't seen it in a while. You know.
Oh, okay. I think my answer, in general, I want Flash games to come back because I played so many Flash games as a kid. Some of my favorites were through the Barbie.com brand. What?
Can I give you some very terrible news about Macromedia Flash Player?
I know.
Okay.
I
Continue.
know. That's why I'm saying I wanted to come back. I understood. You think I wasn't devastated when they stopped? You don't think not only was I devastated because I couldn't play anything, but also from me, an archivist perspective about lost media?
You think I didn't care? You know how many Flash animations I watched on Newgrounds.com? You know how many Flash games we used to play every day?
Me too.
All right. Continue, please. Geese Peep.
What I was going to say was I really want Barbie.com. They had, okay, so you do Barbie.com. It's all like Mattel, right? So it's Barbie.com where you can play Barbie Flash games, MyScene.com, and then PollyPocket.com. What, Michael?
It's just funny the way you say Barbie.com. like it's one syllable.
Excited. There used to be, I think MyScene.com was my favorite. There was this one dressing up game where you could dress up Barbie because she was, I can't go into the lore and the storytelling with MyScene, but you dress up Barbie and her friends, and I just really enjoyed doing that. And just Flash games, I think the website I used the most was miniclips.com. Did you ever use that one?
For playing Flash games and mini clips, there's a possibility. We mainly played on addictinggames.com. There were other
I also did that one.
There were other websites.
I just want to play. I just want to dress Barbie up and have a good time.
Okay.
Like the great thing about Flash games, video games nowadays, it's a big time commitment, money commitment, yada yada yada. I can just go on miniclips.com, just pick random and just play a Flash game I like, or I can just stop playing if I don't like it.
You picked random? You would just play a random game? Oh my
Sometimes.
God. You know what we would do? We would be in like a kind of a homeroom type class, and we'd all just be sitting at these computers playing these games. And we would play this one game called Slime Volleyball, where you're two little slimes and you're playing volleyball back and forth. And Geese Peep, we would put money on it.
Oh my God.
We bet like $5 a game. And Geese Peep, there's this one guy I was betting on Slime Volleyball with. And I kept saying, all right, double or nothing. Double or nothing. and I pull sharked him with slime volleyball. And it was so sad.
Wow.
It was so sad because he gives me like $60 and he was like, I was going to buy something for my girlfriend with that.
Oh my gosh.
It's a dark, dirty road, slime volleyball.
I guess kids these days are doing that with Roblox, though.
They bet on Roblox games?
Probably.
What
about you? What do you miss? What do you want back?
Well, I had tons of fun with that stuff, those Flash games and stuff, but I don't know if I'd want it back. I don't really think I would play a bunch of dinky little Flash games. I mean, here's the thing. Before YouTube, Geese Peep, it used to be such a fun thing. I may have mentioned this in the podcast before, so apologies if I have. But every Friday, going to my friend's house, I was going to say his full name, but sometimes you don't want to do that on podcasts. Zach A, let's say, I would go to his house every Friday, run upstairs to his computer, and we'd both just sit down in front of ebombsworld.com, because on ebombsworld.com, they updated every Friday, and we'd get all the new videos and all the new games, and such a treat.
I miss that internet. Even I'm old enough for that.
Yeah, the idea of having a website you go to that updates once a week with entertainment. Can you imagine? Think of how many reels and videos you can scroll through in a second right now. Look up anything. You waited for your singing Burger King Christmas song and you loved it.
I just miss those days were simpler. What can I say?
Geese misses those days. Yeah, I have fond memories, but I don't need them necessarily to come back.
I want Flash games back.
Do you want some back? I'm sorry.
Guys, please.
Guys. I'll tell you what I want to come back. The gosh darn delicious brownie bites that they used to sell in the packages, because every brownie bite, every little snack brownie bite I've had in the past 20 years.
So dry.
They're so disgusting. They don't taste how they used to. They used to be the best little treat, the best little snack in the world. You'd bring them to school and you'd eat them during lunch and you'd lose it.
I'm sure there's like some chemical that's just awful for you that they just had to remove.
I guess. I don't know. Guys, please email looklistencast@gmail.com. What is missing from... I'm telling you, I've tried dozens of brands of brownie bite snacks and none of them taste... The texture's wrong, the taste is wrong, everything is wrong.
No, I 100% agree. I've also experienced that with brownie bites. Just...
Every time I see a new one, I get excited, and every time I'm disappointed. I'm sorry, guys. We need to end the podcast because I'm upset about brownie bites. I'm sorry. Geese Pete, please take us into the wrap-up. I can't anymore.
Thank you all for listening. You can find us at Look, Listen, Cast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. Please like and comment so more people see our podcast. Thank you. And thank you to Keith for our artwork. You can find him at twitch.tv/KeithSquared.
Shouts out to Professor Ticklebits for the website and the boilerplate. And thank you to our supporters. You can support us by going to looklistencast.com, or if you're on the podcast feeds, you should see it just at the end. It says support here, look, Geese Guyera, et cetera, et cetera. And also, please send questions to looklistencast@gmail.com so we can read them and answer them for you. Geese Peep, I gotta cry about brownie bites, so it is time to say goodbye. Geese Peep,
Good.
You got a lot of goodbyes to get through, so better get started. At least 3 of them.
I've been saying goodbye a lot nowadays.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
I don't even get it.
I don't know. Goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye. Goodbye.
See you next week. Goodbye.
Bye.
Howdy, y'all. It's me, Geese Peep. Thank you for listening to the Geese Peep Productions podcast.
Geese Peep Enterprises, doing business as Peep Industries, together with its subsidiaries, is a diversified worldwide entertainment company with operations in media networks, talent management, parks and resorts, multimedia entertainment, and consumer products and interactive media. Geese Peep Enterprises is a Dow 30 company